dude, get up. Apparently, I looked at him and was like, dude, they're not even covering, bro. I mean,
Hey, man, Honolulu, aloha.
Yeah, literally.
Hawaii.
Yo, and Taylor Swift are getting it in.
I think Oregon pulls an Odell and shits on him.
Welcome back to another episode of the Will Be Seein pod. We're sitting here. We got another weekend of the NFL on the horizon, but I just feel like by the day, the bets get harder and harder.
They do get harder and harder, bro. I'm worried about my ability to hit a third six here anytime soon. I need one to fall. Fluke shit, primetime games been costing me some fat coin.
But how many did you hit last year? 2?
Last year I hit
Three.
three.
Profitable.
You may not be the primetime GOAT anymore. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I started out so well, hitting those both Thursday Night Football first touchdown scores and the spreads, and now I'm in mission.
And now they're running the Surge 6.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, like, obviously, it's easy to make excuses when you're on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We had a fumble 6 to ruin Brown's money line.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Young marched with a minute left and got a 2-point conversion to
Yeah.
kill a Saints -3. Like, that's... I don't know if there's more you could do. But, like, looking back, because I totally forgot that that's how we lost Brown's money line, was that fumble 6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, looking back on that, the Browns were winning that game like, pretty much all game after only being down one time.
I mean, that fucking first play, pick six of the game.
Oh, that was wild.
Ridiculous.
Like, dude, we had a pick 6, fumble 6, and then Bryce Young did nothing all game and then just striped the Saints for a drive.
I just think a new rule going forward was just leave any divisional primetime matchups out of any parlay, any sort of... Because those games are always toss-ups.
You just don't know what's going to
Divisional matchups especially, but on top of that, prime time too. Like, just stay away, dude. Fluke shit's going to happen. TJ Watt's going to take over the game. Like, stuff like that just happens in primetime divisional
had to
matchups.
bring up TJ Watt, man.
I had to, dude. He broke the record for the Steelers, all-time leading stack now.
And Nick Chubb broke his entire knee.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so...
Bad night for running backs. Jamal Williams, Nick Chubb.
Yep.
When Joe Buck was like, and we are not going to show this replay, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude.
Which, like, by the way, I saw a couple tweets about it. When Kevin Ware snapped his leg, they showed it like 1,000 times. And last year, like, I remember tweeting about it because I was like a little bit upset about the way they went about it. They showed Tua and the DeMar replays like 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to be like, we're not going to show this one, I feel like maybe that was a step in the right direction for them. But it was almost like, I know I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, there's no way you're going to do that. And then be like, we showed DeMar basically passing away on the field.
Well,
We saw it in 4K in every angle. And it
Yeah,
was
I'd
like,
agree with
dude.
that.
but it's different because both those injuries with Tua and DeMar were not, like, gruesome.
Dude, was like all fucked up.
But you got someone's leg twisting completely the other way versus a guy falling over, passing out, or a guy, like, spazzing. I would say, like,
The spazzing is hard to watch. I
It
would say harder
definitely-
than watching
Yeah,
a
that
leg
was
go.
bad.
Because, like, Nick Chubb just is like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. Whereas, like, Tua, you're like, he might never recover from
Yeah.
the way his body just
Yeah.
The DeMar one was on ESPN, so that was not what we were watching the game on, obviously, for the Browns. But I don't know what the Tool one was on. That might have been...
Was that Amazon?
Was
I
that
don't know.
Thursday night?
I think it was.
Yeah, definitely a prime time, yeah. But, I mean, dude, it starts, right? And I think this is where a lot of the concern was in the beginning of the season, that the running back is just a position that it has to have the highest, like, volatility of injuries.
For sure.
And I mean, obviously, that's, that injury to Nick Chubb isn't like a normal injury. I don't know if he's ever going to play football again. I hope he does, but it looked horrific.
It was so bad.
Yeah, we had, PCL, LCL? Was it MCL?
It's like everything you could
It was
have.
all the
Yeah,
CLs.
meniscus or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, dude, I'm just praying for him, man. I hope he plays again. I'm hearing that he might retire. Like,
Yeah.
what's good with that? He's 27. I guess that's kind of the age life for a running back in the
Dude,
league.
yeah, they have such a short lifespan in the NFL. It's like the average running back is like 3 to 4 years, which is absurd.
That's
It just sucks, such an elite player to, like, maybe have to go out like that. It's just, I don't know, it gives you chills.
Speaking
Not
of
good.
the Browns, Mikey and I both have Deshaun Watson in our season-long entries. He might be dog meat, bro. Like, what the fuck? He looks so botted out there right
He
now.
did not look good, man.
No, he does not look good at all.
And we talked about it a little bit on the surgical stream yesterday, but I firmly now believe we're never going to see 2019 Deshaun Watson ever again. Like, ever again, we're never going to see that player. Like, I think that player is gone for obvious reasons. I think the mental side is completely gone. But I don't think we're ever going to see 2019 again. And I'm just going to come to peace with it, because the reason why I bet on the Browns and the reason why I bet on the Browns last year when he came back is you have that in the back of your mind, that play where he gets sacked by 3 guys, escapes the pocket, makes a play, and is like in the playoffs with one of the worst rosters of all time. So, but I've just come to the peace that we're not going to see that player again.
I mean, there were flashes of it on primetime, but I'm not giving up on him yet. I'm not giving up on him.
I personally think he's gonna get his swagger back. I think it's a little too early to X him out, because again, you said like a fumble away, they win that game.
Yeah.
And maybe people are talking a little bit differently, but I still think he has the ability to pop off like he did in 2019.
Like the positive thing is that he's had 2 absolute shit games in the pocket and passing the ball, and he's still only 300 yards off pace. If we get a good game this Sunday, we're right back on pace.
Like, no, he might hit the bet, but I don't think he's ever going to reach that level again.
Dude, they were showing him, and we were all watching it together on Night Sweats, but they were showing him, like, visualizing before the game, and I knew right then and there when they showed that clip that they were losing the game. Because it's the definition of a player trying to be so locked in on prime time, but he has no help on the O-line, like we talked about.
His O-line is not good.
A rookie's getting burnt by TJ Watt on every play. Like, it's tough to watch because you feel for the kid. And then Deshaun Watson's grabbing he had 2 face mask penalties called against him.
What the fuck was that?
What is he doing grabbing face masks like that, man? You're not.
stiff arms a little high.
Yeah, I guess.
He looks slow. Like, it looks sluggish. I remember he used to look like lightning.
Yeah.
Like
That's fair.
lightning
And
when
then
he would
just
run.
sling it up to
Yeah,
D-Hop,
dude.
and D-Hop's like just going up with 3 guys around him, grabbing balls. Like,
Yeah, he has the weapons, so it's like you can't blame that. But that O-line is pretty tough.
That O-line is not
I mean,
good.
like, obviously Chubb being out like hurts or helps our bet, but like, that just sucks.
Yeah, you never
for
want to
the
see
Browns.
that happen.
I might
I
be
don't know
out
if it does, dude.
on Cleveland sports, bro. Like Jose Ramirez chalking the go down,
Oh, yeah.
Deshaun in jeopardy.
I don't think Chubb being out helps your bet at all. I think that being able to establish the run game opens up the passing game, and if your running back with number 1 is Kareem Hunt, like he's not the same Kareem Hunt he used to be.
I know, but that just equates to more passing attempts.
I don't know
and
if
more
it
yards.
does, dude. I really don't know if it does. You need to establish the run game, and Nick Chubb opens up the passing game. He might be more attempts, yeah, but I don't know. They're just gonna be like, okay, Deshaun's gonna throw. They're not gonna run it to
Might see less completions.
Jerome Ford, or you don't have completions. You have
No, we have
I'm saying
yards.
Yards.
But
he
like
might
more.
attempt more, but he might not complete as many.
Yeah, he needs to lock the fuck in, regardless.
Yeah.
He's got to stop fucking around.
Yeah, I mean, we also need to stop fucking around because we have a whole nother like Sunday slate of games.
Yeah.
And I feel like I couldn't have been less dialed at the second half of Sunday. And then it always happens, dude. I always have, well, it actually never happens in the NFL. I had like a very decent beginning of the slate, and then I get overconfident and I start unloading on the bottom half, and it all disappears.
Yeah.
Every unit that I worked hard for at the top half just walks out the door at the bottom half. But thank God this week we have all noon games and only like 3 o'clock games, and the primetime game is going to be fucking
Dude,
horrific.
It's like, it's so hard looking at the slate before Sunday. It's so hard to visualize some of these dogs like actually coming out and putting up a fight. And then you get to the fucking slate and they're up 14-0.
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm talking like the Panthers. I'm looking at that game like, dude, this team shouldn't do anything. And I think it's a mixture of that and getting overconfident in the favorite.
Yeah.
I put too much, like just for an example, I put way too much juice on the Saints. In my head going, this Saints team should absolutely stripe this Panthers secondary. The run game should be going with Jamal Williams. Like, there's nothing in the Panthers that should show me the Saints shouldn't win this game by 14. And on the opposite side, like, there's no way the Panthers even put up a fight against the Saints defense.
Yeah,
and then like the complete opposite happens.
I put way too much faith in Derek Carr. You might have been
comment,
right,
no
but
comment.
I really thought he was gonna just dial in and like.
Dude.
I don't know.
And the throws were there. There was open receivers,
Yeah,
but he
like,
throws
there's
it in the
really-
dirt. He like throws it out of bounds. It just
Yeah.
makes no sense.
he just looks like a deer in headlights sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's my thing this year about primetime games is like I'll try and find a reason why this team is not gonna fucking win. Like the Saints, there's no reason they shouldn't go out and beat the Panthers by 10 or more.
Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially when the Panthers lose their captain on defense. I forget his name now. It wasn't Chin, but he went out of the game.
Shaq,
Yeah, it was Shaq Thompson.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just
But,
forgot
like,
his name.
one of my friends like, dude, give me a valid reason why you're taking the Panthers tonight over the Saints. And like I had nothing except for just Meemaw. Meemaw's gonna
I heard
come.
Meemaw was gonna be in Carolina.
This shit
You know what's
took the red eye.
You know what the worst thing is on Sunday? It's like obviously your 1 p.m. slate's done, bets are whatever they were, and then you get halftime at the 4 o'clocks, and that walk up to your room or wherever you're watching at halftime at the 4 o'clocks, you're usually pretty much red zoned out. Your bets are either chalked or they're looking good, but usually they're chalked. And that walk back up to wherever you're going, it's just the word. It feels like a walk of
It
shame.
almost feels like someone's ringing that bell.
Bing,
Yeah, yes,
bing.
dude.
And you're just like, I'm going to die.
You know the bookie's texting here in a bit.
On standby.
I think that there's only been one favorite to cover in a primetime thus far. No, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. That's 2 for what, 8 at this point now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just take the points,
That's what
you're up units.
Yeah.
There's only been the Dolphins and the Cowboys. The Jets were underdog. Every underdog is covered. That's what I said.
Yeah,
The
same.
Cowboys and the Dolphins are the only two.
I've just been like taking what I think is gonna happen, and like I've actually been just fading myself, and it's been working.
Hey.
Cause like obviously I
Proud of you.
love chalk, I love favorites, right? But on prime time, that shit don't be hitting.
All right, man. Well, lock in what you got for this weekend. Best bets. Let's hear it.
Best bets of this weekend.
I need to know now if you're saying everything's chalked at 1 p.m. I need to know what to fade.
book play, and prop play. What are the
Yeah,
best
let me
bets?
pull
Book
What's up?
play. I mean, I know you were just talking about stop fading home dogs.
It's
However,
divisional, bro. It's
a
divisional.
divisional home dog.
No.
Yeah.
In division game, you're going to the fucking favorite.
I'm going to the Patriots
Dude,
again.
you are an idiot.
I'm going to the fucking Patriots again. Listen, hear me
Jets?
out. Playing the Jets.
Yep.
The Patriots have beaten the Jets 14 fucking times in a row. 14 times.
Tom Brady
Who
might have
DM'd
something
him?
to
Who
do with
DM'd him
that.
these stats? We're about to
They,
get a fucking
I was
playbook.
labbing last night. I was labbing.
Look at you.
They've won 14 in a row, and the Patriots haven't started 0-3 since Belichick's first season, which was like in
Damn.
2001, where they started 0-4. And if they're gonna repeat that history, I need to see it to fucking believe it.
That's fair.
That Zach Wilson's gonna come out and beat Bill Belichick.
If anyone,
He's not. It's going to be our run game and the defense. Zach Wilson, I think that's what people are not understanding. And I was arguing with Dave about this. I believe in Zach Wilson. I truly do. I haven't given up complete hope yet because he had an offseason of thinking he's not the starter, and switching that mindset I think is going to take a couple games. But for us to win games this year, Zach Wilson doesn't have to win games. Zach Wilson doesn't have to beat you. It's the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo on the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have to beat you. You never went into games going, Jimmy's going to have to come out and beat the Patriots tonight. Like, no. It's basically the same formula that the Niners have. All Zach has to do, and he was doing it against the Cowboys other than a couple of fluke plays and the defensive line probably being one of the best of all time on the Cowboys, is just protect the ball. And the only time he threw picks were in the third and fourth quarter when we were down 2 touchdowns, and it was like, all right, well, you kind of have to go for it now. But he's not going to have to do that all year. Like, that's the thing that I'm starting to realize now and going into these Jets games is they're going to be close games. A lot of it's going to be by our teeth. But it's like a Joe Flacco, Jimmy Garoppolo situation. I'm never going into a game now going Zach Wilson's going to have to, like, show up
I would
today.
almost make that same argument for like Dak Prescott. You know, Dak
Yeah.
doesn't need to necessarily go out and win you a game. He's just got to do his fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, even being up against the Jets, he didn't take any risks. They
Yeah.
settled for field goals
Yeah.
on 4th and goals, on 4th and 1s, on 4th and 3s. They just took the points. And I think that's what you're going to see a lot with us now. going
You said
forward.
Jimmy Garoppolo, but I'm thinking, okay, like he had Christian McCaffrey. Do you believe in Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall? Like, when is he about to come back and just like
That's
let
the thing.
loose?
Breece
you know,
Hall only got 4 touches against the
because
Cowboys.
I don't trust Dalvin to protect the ball. He's getting older. I hope he does good, obviously for your sake. Breece Hall, obviously we know what he can do, but like, is he good to go? I don't know.
This is a
Yeah, someone
Breece
from
Hall.
the Netherlands is calling me. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Pitch cake?
happen. That's, yeah. Ajax? No.
No, this is. I could already see it now because the Patriots made Raheem Mostert look like fucking prime Adrian Peterson.
Hey, shout out fantasy.
Yeah,
Shut up, man.
prime
Crazy
AP
pick.
on prime time. They literally couldn't stop Mostert. And I think the Jets, if they're going to stay in this game and make Belichick 0-3 for the first time in a fucking nearly 2 decades, it's going to be because of the run game. So that's my concern about my bet of the week, but I'm taking my chances here. My prop of the week, we got a big spread in Kansas City against the Bears.
No way your prop is the same prop as mine, dude.
What?
Are you guys propped up?
Kelce?
No. We got a big spread in Kansas City. And if the Bears have any fucking hope of keeping within that spread, keeping it a close game, potentially winning the game, I mean, Justin Fields is going to have to throw for more than 200 yards. And he's on Prize Picks at 187.5. I'm taking the more than. Even though he's looked like absolute dog shit, this is a big game for him to just establish his presence in the pocket and put up a fight against one of the best teams in the league. And he's throwing for 200, bro. Come on. I know it's tough. I know it's obviously not a great matchup, but
he didn't have a choice.
He doesn't have a fucking choice.
No.
I feel like it's actually like a good matchup for you. I mean, like they're gonna be down in that game for sure.
For sure.
Right.
I mean, you saw it in the first game. He threw the ball like 37 times, most in his career, because we were down 16 points pretty much the entire second half.
Exactly. I wouldn't be shocked if that shit gets bumped. Probably will get bumped.
And I'll tell you what, the Chiefs aren't covering that spread because they don't cover spreads.
They don't cover spreads.
They don't.
Chiefs, dude. I
People
said
forget.
I said it.
They actually do.
People forget. They
Like,
don't. They do not cover spreads.
The opinion of the Chiefs from the sports betting perspective and the fan perspective couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
Like, more
I
different.
said
But
it
people
before
will
the
fall for it
season.
every week. They're like, "No, this week the Bears, right?"
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
The Chiefs,
I'm them that
You're
falls
that
for
guy?
it every single time.
the Chiefs will always have a spread that no other team will have. Like
Yeah.
this week, it's 12.5. When do you fucking see a 12.5 point spread?
no,
Or it'll
I
be
like that.
prime
That's
time
fat.
It's
against.
5.5.
It'll be. Dude, that was the number I was literally gonna
That's
say.
literally the Chiefs spread.
And I'm sitting there
number.
going, 2 field goals or a touchdown? You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And they win by 2.
Yeah. Or they won by like 4 somehow.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why the Raiders are first in the AFC West right now.
Before we get to your guys' plays, I had a weird dream last night, and I just had to share it. It was just so oddly specific. But the final score of the Thursday night football game with the Giants and the Niners is 31-10.
Giants win.
No. I just had to come out and say that because I didn't want it to happen.
Where'd you see it in your dream? Where were you?
Fucking watching it on the couch.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
What was
It was
the final score in the Cowboys-Jets game?
32.
I thought it was 31-10.
I think it was 31.
Was it
31.
You were just dreaming about that game.
Was it?
Whoa,
I
big if
I think
true.
It was 31-10, I'm pretty sure.
I'm checking. I'm fact
That would make
checking.
sense because apparently a lot of times in your dreams, it has to be things that the brain has already seen. Like if you see a girl's face, it's like a girl that you saw, like
Yeah.
even walking out of the train that you didn't realize you saw her. So it could
30-10.
Ah, give him 1 point.
So weirdly specific, but I just had to put that in the universe. So there you go.
I'm
Okay.
actually in awe at the lack of other things that go on in your head as in sports.
No,
and
like
sports betting.
it's actually incredible. Like that's all you think about.
I
like
know.
it's
It really
literally
is.
that's literally it.
I was supposed to be awake the
Yeah.
other day for a meeting, and Dave came into my room to wake me up, and like I'm pretty fucking hard to wake up, low key. And he's like, "Dude, get up, get up." And apparently, I don't even fucking remember this, but apparently I looked at him and was like, "Dude, they're not even covering, bro." Like what the fuck?
Like what? Like he woke up and pissed.
That's actually,
You don't
He
even
woke
have
up and
confidence
caked.
waking up.
There's not even a bet pending. He's like, it's fucking
There's like
caked.
7 MLB games on. Go back to bed. That's it. That's literally all there was.
Like the fact you couldn't wake up and be like, "Damn, that shit really hit." Like it's like they're not even covering. Bro. Like that's
what
insane.
was I thinking about, dude?
It's just not even a yawn. It's just like, yeah, they're not covering.
Leave me alone. They're not even covering.
That's insane.
That's literally insane.
Speaking
Alright,
about
so
not
my-
covering, Mikey, what's your play there?
Yeah.
My favorite bet is gonna be an over under. I feel like I'm just gonna keep it simple. I've been overcomplicating it for the primetime climb that we've been doing. It's just the over in the Chiefs Viking game. I think it's 54.5.
Chargers
Two
Viking.
offense or Chargers Viking. Sorry, my bad.
I love that.
The over in the Chargers Viking game. I think it's 54.5.
Yeah.
This Chargers defense is Swiss cheese. Justin Herbert has been averaging, I think, close to 26 points per game. And the Vikings are 0-2, needing a bounce back win in Minnesota, and their defense is also trash. So I'm just expecting that to be an absolute shootout. So
It's crazy.
that
One of
bet.
those teams is going to be 0-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane,
and it's going to
actually.
be the Chargers.
You think?
I
And
think the
Staley's going to
Vikings
get
win, too.
fired. And someone's going to I don't know who they're going to hire, but it's going to be the perfect hire, and the Chargers are going to make a playoff push for sure.
Wow.
I can
Bold
just
take.
see it now. I can just see it. Because someone's going to come in and be like, this defense is the names on these sheet is a Super Bowl team. What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on? And they're going to they need to hire a defensive-minded coach because you don't need an offensive guru with this offense.
Yeah.
Like, Justin Herbert can create by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if they had Robert Saleh right now, the Jets coach, like, they would win a Super Bowl with that team. Like, if he had, like,
Who's
his
their
defense
defensive
is crazy.
coordinator? Not that y'all would know, but
Probably a
like,
fucking
what's he
cardboard
doing?
Cutout.
Then what's
Probably
he
just
doing?
Stands up Hasbulla on the sideline and puts a little headset on.
Little headset.
He's running
Um,
Madden plays for sure.
Yeah, literally, like Madden suggested plays.
Engage 8. It's just the same thing.
Just send them.
And then my prop, I'm keeping it simple. Amari Cooper, 8, the number 1 wide receiver against the Panthers. I'm going to continue to fade the Panthers. I'm going to go
Yeah.
DK Metcalf more than, I think it was 63.5 yards. He had 79 last week, and then I think he had 23 the week before.
I like it.
This Panthers secondary is bad, and if Deshaun Watson can find his number 1 option, Geno Smith just came off a win in Detroit. I'm going to go DK Metcalf's more than yards. I'm just going to stop getting cute. Like, why am I taking Elijah more yards in the primetime?
Yeah.
slot?
Trust your goats.
You mean Geno
dumb.
Smith, right?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Deshaun Watson.
No, but I said Deshaun found Amari, so I'm going to trust Geno to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's the Browns -3 against the Titans. They're at home.
You're doing it?
I
like
genuinely think they bounce back
back,
this week, and yeah, I think people have given up or already kind of like talking down on Deshaun. I still think he's gonna have a really good year,
Love that.
make you feel a little bit better. But
Wow.
yeah, I'm taking them.
I might
love
have to
that.
reconsider the 6.
Hmm
Oh yeah, the Browns beat.
He's just
I
not
love that.
losing. I just don't see it.
Tannehill's
Yeah, give me
horrible.
Deshaun over Tannehill.
Horrible.
Respectfully.
Okay.
And then for my prop, it's going to be something Bijan. I can't decide if I want it to be his rush yards just because, I mean, the guy can juke out anyone out of their shoes.
I thought you were going to say receptions.
Or receiving yards.
Who
They
are
can do it
playing?
all.
The Falcons.
They are
The
playing
Lions.
the Lions, and the Lions are favorite.
Yeah, the Lions. The Lions should win that game. I
Yeah.
could definitely see the Lions coming off a loss.
I see a big game from Bijan. I don't think you
I
can
do
go
too.
wrong.
No, like it's like every run he almost averages like 2 missed tackles. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, he's like Desmond Ritter's best friend right now.
Yeah,
There's-
backpacking him.
Literally.
Backpacking.
Yeah, I saw something that was like they're gonna do everything in their power to like run this offense around Bijan, like get him the ball on
Mhm.
downs. He probably shouldn't even be getting the ball just because he's such a good playmaker. And
He's
I
crazy.
think it's starting to get a little bit glazy. It's starting to look like Krispy Kreme up on ESPN. I'm not gonna lie.
You know
No.
who he reminds me of? It
What?
reminds me of early Jamal Charles and Chris Johnson, like one of those running backs that comes in and just completely changes the face of like a franchise and an offense. Because if you just get him the ball,
I like
he's
the
gonna
Jamal
do something
Charles comparison. I like
crazy.
that.
Or
Won't be
like
mad at that.
CJ2K at his height. Like it was like, well, I literally watched a highlight. It was from the bird's eye view. I think everybody probably tweeted out, and I was one of them, where he made 4 guys miss. And my thing was like, you can't even do that in video games. Like,
It's crazy. It's just juke
his
this way, then juke
movement-
this way. It's like, how do you move like that?
his balance is insane. And he's getting like on checkdowns where he shouldn't even get a yard, he's getting 8.
Yeah. I mean, he just runs so hard every single play, which reminds, like, it just kind of makes me think, like, I feel like you see that a lot from rookie running backs, and then it's like, what happens?
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's, who was I thinking of? Dang, I just
Najee?
lost it.
Najee?
Najee's one, and then there was
Jacobs.
another one. If I think about it, I'll bring it back up. But Ezekiel Elliott, like when he came in and just he ran so hard, and it's like he just loses it, and it becomes soft running almost. It's like what happens?
Yeah, that's what I was worried was gonna happen to Josh Jacobs too, because he came in and ran hard.
Before you give your play, I mean, you're talking about Falcons and talking about Krispy Kreme glazing. The fact that there's a graphic that exists of Dion's former NFL team's records
That was
on
actually
ESPN,
No, okay, I admitted to that. I was like, that's glazing.
that's
glazing.
just unnecessary glazing.
So if you guys haven't seen it, there's a picture circulating the internet. ESPN showed what Dion's old NFL teams that he used to play for current record were, and he played for like 6 teams, and they were all 2-0.
4.
No, I think it was like 6, dude.
No, it's 4 teams.
It was like
I think
more
it's-
than 4.
I think it's 4 or 5.
Cowboys, help me out.
Niners.
Niners, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
It was 4.
Yeah.
4.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
But,
it was
like-
4 more than it needed to be.
I thought the graphic was interesting. I was like, damn, they're
Dude.
not because of Dion though. I was just shocked that all those teams are 2-0. Like I
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
expect like all those
Like,
teams to be 2-0.
dang, the Dion effect is real.
Yeah, I was like,
All right.
damn, maybe they got pictures of him in the locker room.
I don't even like talking about him on the
I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate. I'm just always gonna support him.
I mean,
Hey,
dude, I support
I'm in your
him.
corner. You know I am.
I can't with this narrative, bro.
All right, what's your best bet? Best bet.
I'll start with my prop. So this is probably not going to be in like my best 4 props that I put out on Sunday.
Okay.
Lab research has been limited. There's not tons of squares up on PP that I love. But I do think Travis Kelce scores a touchdown this weekend against the Bears.
Okay.
Mike Evans was feasting on them. I feel like whatever number 1 target there is playing against the Bears, they're just going to feast. And Mahomes found Kelce last week against the Jags, and he just looked like right back where he was, man. This Kelce-Mahomes connection, it's timeless, man.
Dude.
No, it's literally, and you see how much he means when he's gone for one game.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Dude.
Like you realize, holy shit! Like without him, Pat Mahomes is still incredible. Like they dropped so many balls in that first game, but without him, you realize how special of a tight end Travis Kelce is in terms of.
You can just trust him. He's not gonna drop those balls,
and he's gonna get you 4 extra yards.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
I need to start making more prize picks entries of just like not overthinking it, because there's so many entries on Twitter I see where I'm like, dude, these are literally just like all the playmakers.
Yeah.
And they're all fucking green, So like, and some of these touchdown squares too, like Travis Kelce's up there. They just added a bunch more.
I actually feel as though we just cooked a 4-legger that is the opinion of what you're talking about. I feel like nobody in here just got cute.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
what
trust
is
your
our content,
goats.
please?
Fields pass yards.
DK Metcalf receiving yards.
Bijan, it's gonna be rush yards or receiving yards.
Kelce to score tutty.
Like
Dude,
that is
like-
the epitome of just let's not try to get cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel about those rush yards in the first 5 attempts. I'm like 17 and a half.
That
like,
Nick Chubb one, you're giving him 5 rush attempts to go over.
it was 22 to get 22 yards.
Free cheddar.
Sword.
Free cheddar.
I think he got with like
Cheddar.
31
Free
or something.
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Shelly, what's your book play of
what's
the
the
week?
book?
I'm between 2. Really bricked right now. Raiders play Sunday night football.
I know,
Dude,
against the
I know.
Steelers.
Against the Steelers. I'm giving Steelers primetime games.
Before
Whoever's listening
you
to
give
this.
your play, dude, I need the read on that game.
Completely unbiased, I think the Raiders lose that game, bro. I really fucking do.
Dude, no, the Steelers have to get punched in the mouth once this year, and it's going to be this game.
I feel like Jimmy eats.
So the Raiders are actually favorited by 2.5 points.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I honestly think the Raiders lose them. We've never been a team that comes out and just performs in prime time. I think we beat Drew Brees one time, and that was like the best night of my life. We started the season 1-0 Monday Night Football. It was the best night of my life. Actually, I lied. It was the best night.
Last year, Derek Carr won a primetime game. I was on the Raiders one time with Devontae Adams, and he scored.
I think that might have been the game in Mexico.
Maybe.
We did well in that game, but I
Wasn't-
digress. I think we lose this game. The Steelers' defense just looks so good, and we haven't really played. I guess the Broncos were a pretty good defense, but our defense held up against Russ. I would definitely just take this under as well, but I think the Raiders actually lose this game.
I was gonna say, dude, I swear I remember this matchup from Christmas last year. I
Yep.
just checked, and
We lost.
yeah,
We lost. Pickens, nice ass touchdown with like 14 seconds left. I think it was.
yeah.
He's
Don't
gonna
get your
start
lick back?
feasting.
You don't get your lick back
Jimmy
with
G.
Jimmy?
Jimmy G. I don't know, guys. I don't like this, bro. This is my team. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
so
get it.
Mikey. Like you get it. Like it's just one of those games you like look at and you're like, I don't really want to bet on it, but like I'm not gonna bet on it.
Sure.
I'm not going to bet on the Jets, but we're going to fucking hang one on the Patriots.
I bet. So I'm gonna go with the under 42.5 in the Saints Packers game.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
good one.
That is
Saints defense.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm taking Derek Carr unders for the like Saints unders. Sorry, but it's mainly because of Derek Carr, injured running back core. Obviously, Jamal Williams probably not playing. Packers haven't showed me anything offensively that they can consistently put up 21 plus points a week. Until they do, and I will stand corrected on Jordan Love.
He does look good.
Falcons,
looked good.
Falcons defense isn't like all-star caliber. He put 24 against them. So
And that Saints defense, if we
Raw.
take one note away, incredible.
raw.
Like, incredible. Over the top on that front line, like, there is really... That Saints defense is very solid, and
People have been calling them frauds, and I'm like, I don't see it.
they might be the least fraudulent defense.
Yeah, I was like,
in the
I don't think I
league.
can back you up on that. Like, they look pretty dang good to
From
me.
paper to play, they are performing probably the best, I would
Yep.
say.
That and Aaron Jones. I was thinking AJ Dillon. I just put them together, but Aaron Jones might not play on Sunday.
Hopefully he does.
Also, Derek Carr can't move the ball at all.
Old habits die hard, man.
Dude, if you can't do it against Carolina, I mean, Carolina, I do think they have a better defense than what I give them credit for, but it's like, come on, dude.
Lobenheimer might eat.
Well, Oppenheimer
yeah?
has been eating.
Dude, just
Yeah, he had a big game.
take the playmakers more than yards. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's one
That
missed
is not
tackle
what
and you're
you're saying.
gone.
You've never said that,
But
actually.
he went less than receptions. Olave went less than receptions, but more than yards.
Mhm.
He did, yeah.
Yep.
Oppenheimer.
Dude, that catch was insane when he caught that fucking out here. And that
That
was
catch was
nuts.
nice as fuck.
No, I mean, the new camera looks good. I don't want to talk about it, but it looks pretty okay. Speaking of looking okay, there is a PLL Championship this weekend. The reason why I say looking okay is because I don't know how to look at the game in terms of it's obviously the two best teams in the league that I didn't think were going to be the two best teams in the league. So I'm just going to take the over. It is Archer's Water Dogs. You can watch it, I believe, on ESPN on Sunday. It might be ESPN Plus or ABC. It's in Philly. The Water Dogs won last year, so we could have a repeat champion.
Wow.
But I'm just going to go ahead and take the over with two high-power offenses and hope
Yeah.
that they get the job done.
That could definitely be the play. I actually love betting on lacrosse. I'm like obviously new to doing it this year. Never was really tapped in on it, but I'm super impressed with the growth of this league, and betting on it has been a blast all season long. So I think a good way to send it off would be just take the over.
Just take the
Yeah.
over.
It's so fun. It's
Are we
like
going to group
super
ride
electric.
the over?
We can do that.
Okay.
I might have to take the Archers, though.
I thought you were about to say I might have to take the under. I was like, are you out of
No,
your
no,
gourd?
no,
She's
no.
wearing Water Dogs. It's so a sweater.
Go
saying-
Archers. I did not plan this.
But you're saying, what have you thought about the league?
I think it's freaking electric. Like Trent said, just the growth and the what really impressed me is just like the people that are like buying into it. You have like Kevin Durant. What's another one? There's like another big investor. Can't think of.
Football,
But
Pac-Man Jones.
I think Robert Kraft maybe.
oh, really? No way.
involved, yeah.
Oh, and Bill Belichick's apparently like a huge like PLL fan. Yeah, but it's just one of those sports I never thought I would sit down and watch, and then if you just give it time, like it's really electric. Like if
Yeah.
you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you trying it out because it's really awesome.
Take a step away
Archers
from
money line.
What's the line?
The boys from Penn State are going to rain hell.
What's the line?
That's a great question.
I think Archers are favorited by it's probably like minus 120. I think we're probably.
I just don't know how the Archers lose. They just are a juggernaut.
Connor Fields got his head taken off in the semis, so I don't
Okay,
know
well
if
that
he's
could
gonna be
be
playing.
that could be
But
huge.
That's. I mean, yeah, that's a big loss. But O'Keefe and Grant Amen.
O'Keefe is dirty.
Shout out O'Keefe, friend of the program.
Mhm.
Mac is actually dirty. But yeah.
Water Dogs minus are actually favorites. The
Oh,
Water
because-
Dogs are minus 118.
because of the Fields injury.
The over's
assuming.
25.5. Lucky number.
Yeah, we were at that game in Dallas the first time the Archers and the Water Dogs played, and they had like 35 plus goals scored. I think it was the final score was like 20
crazy.
to 22 or something. Like it was like 42 goals.
Jeez.
But it's again playoffs. Anytime there's a playoff, I do hesitate to take an over,
Mhm.
just because defense tends to clamp up a little bit and game tends to slow down. And teams in the lead, they're going to be even more content to just run that shot clock out. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious with that over. I'm not going to.
Dude, Sean's kind of turning into an under guy.
I am an under guy.
Yeah, you saw a couple go through the net, and you're like, maybe this is my
Well,
thing.
I mean, I don't want to.
It started with nerfies, then first half unders
Yeah, dude.
in college basketball.
Business.
Now we
And
get
now, dude, now he doesn't tail.
Dude, you like the trenches, and I respect it because I love the trenches too.
I just
Let's
love
go.
I love the chewing clock aspect.
But you don't like even tail anymore. You don't
No.
even like the group. You don't even like the group aspect anymore.
No.
It feels like.
yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
do like. I mean, I tail LC, but like sometimes there's just a play that I genuinely won't sleep at night if I see it red on my PP account. And there's just a couple that I was like Kenny Pickett. If I have to see I took more on Kenny Pickett and it's red, like I'm not sleeping. Like
Yeah,
I
but
genuinely am so
But
worried.
we
I
should
won't
just
sleep.
go second half forward less than and field goals.
Yeah, then we'll be good, right? I fucking bet.
Well, I can.
Did you
look at
sleep
Dustin, I can
with
look at
that?
Dustin Hopkins.
Did you sleep well after that?
I hope you
He had like
slept
that
well.
70-yard run or
Did
whatever.
you sleep well after that? Because we cooked a 2-piece, and then you were like, "I'm not tailing that."
I'm actually fading that, is what you said.
Yeah, that is literally what you said on the couch.
First play
Oh,
of the
man.
second half, Pickens, dart.
Dude, I don't want to argue with you guys on the pod, but I swear to fuck, you guys said Pickett and not Pickens.
No.
You have to enunciate what you mean. Because I swear you guys said Pickett, and I was like, I'm fading that. 'cause fuck Kenny
Nobody
Pickett.
on the couch
And I'm
took
sweating out.
Pickett.
I'm sweating out Pickens from the jump. I had Pickens reception.
No one
so
on the-
obviously I'm not fading that. I'm on that.
No one on the couch. No one on the couch.
No one was like, Kenny.
Yeah, no one on the
You guys
couch.
did that. That's why I was like, I'm fading that.
No one on the couch was like,
I heard you ask them like 4 times, Pickett or Pickens.
Yeah.
No, what is he saying? Now Josh is making
Josh
shit
was
up.
there. You
That
have
question was asked 4 times.
Josh from the rafters.
and it was answered every time. Pickens.
Dude, when I'm in the lab, man, it's me and my phone.
And a just massive piece of cake.
Just red velvet. Just fucking,
Even though I never wanted to talk about it, but Chelly's kind of getting hot with his PP squares in football. It's pissing me off, dude.
Well,
I don't say shit, bro. I don't
Every
say shit.
primetime
Sweats.
game, I got to see the Chelly
Primetime.
tweet. You guys tailing this time? It's like, dude, I'm
I know,
literally.
that's why I have to just like lock it in.
It's one of those things. It's just
I don't want to
annoying.
see Chelly win without me on it.
Aww.
Mbappe goal, like an Mbappe goal yesterday. Like imagine
Yeah.
I'm like splooging over Mbappe goal. Trent's like, I know it's
That was electric. by
That
the
was
way.
hype.
I
That
was like,
was-
all right.
That was crazy.
That's cool.
I had no faith. I hate betting on soccer, but also low key love it.
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
No, dude,
Got more
pitch cake
today.
is like the best,
It
dude.
is.
We got more pitch cake today, baby. Let's
No, and
go.
like I feel like if you hit a bet in soccer, like it's one of the most electric because
Yeah.
like it's like you're gonna have a 1-1 finish.
But then
like,
you lose, and you're like, why the fuck am I betting on this shit, dude?
yeah,
No, 100%.
man.
Yeah, especially when it's a draw and you're just like,
It's definitely also the most
Shit's
embarrassing. You're like,
drawn,
dang,
bro.
walk of shame.
Should be drawn.
People forget that Jelly spoon-fed a two-teamer on stream.
Yes, that was. That made me
Dang,
cool.
son.
with a goalie goal.
That was insane.
The goalie goal in the 94th minute of added time was electric.
Literally
you go.
electric.
That doesn't happen ever.
Don't let him get hot.
Yeah, why is Chelly getting so hot?
No.
Don't
You don't
let
want
him
to get
hot.
this hot before hockey
L-
season because
LC's
it's
been
going
on
to
a
be
3
ice
month-
cold.
No. LC's been on a 3-month heater, and I hit a couple PP squares. And I'm like, Jelly, it's like, bro, she hasn't missed a square for months.
Yeah, Lauren's been shitting gobs.
It's unreal, guys, and like I still can't just believe. Like I thought it was gonna last. You know, your hot streaks will maybe last a week or two at the most.
Shitting up.
We're like month 3, like
And
Jelly
it's the
said.
worst because it's like MLB towards the end of the regular season. It's like people are starting to like not watch at all.
Right.
I'm people, by the way.
Yeah,
And
same.
it's like hard to be like, all right, I'm gonna tap into this because I know it's gonna be green.
Yeah.
But also, like, I love the idea of like I need to watch my bet and sweat it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I don't want to have to sweat it. I do like that you're doing the MLB live squares
Because
because
it's so
just
quick. It's like
it's in
1-2
and out, it's in
innings,
and
you're
out.
done. Like
Yeah.
either one or you lost, you're
the
out.
first half.
It's just mandatory tail Lawrence 2-piece.
Yeah. It's just kind of become part of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
I mean,
it's so hard for me to like want to open up the book, and I'm like, dude, Price Picks is just
Yeah.
green for me right
Yeah,
now. Why would I
that's
try to
so
get cute
fair.
with like Browns -3 when I could just take Deshaun Rush yards or whatever?
Yeah, my book opened up just red.
I don't want to be like Mikey.
Red.
What's that?
Fucking
What's that
Just kidding.
T-Swift song? It's like about red. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it was just an
I
album.
think it's just called Red.
Yeah. I
Um,
like where you're at though.
You know?
Yeah,
See where I'm going
you're
with that?
dialed.
um,
I saw it.
well, we actually, in terms of electricity, everyone's kind of going to be moving around this weekend. I'm going to be at LSU's playing Arkansas. Shout out Sprig.
Yep.
I actually cannot wait for that game. I've never been to LSU or Louisiana. It's one of my favorite schools to support.
Uh-huh.
So
Excited
I'm
for
really
you.
looking forward to Fred's and all the rest. You guys are going to NASCAR. I have never been interested in watching a NASCAR race, going to a NASCAR race, so
Yeah.
I would just love to hear
I've
what
heard
you
they're
guys are
lit.
excited about.
Yeah, so I've never been to a NASCAR race either, but I've heard it's really electric. To be completely honest, I probably wouldn't be going to this race if we didn't have VIP passes, but shout out Prize Picks. They're hooking us up, so we'll be in the pit. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm not going to pass that up, but I'm super excited. I've heard it's electric, so.
Are you guys
we'll
going to place
see.
bets?
Yeah, I
They got
guess
they
so.
got prize pick squares.
Are you guys going to make a
Yeah,
PT entry?
probably. I'll see if there's some NASCAR
I have some PTSD
sharps.
from placing NASCAR.
I feel like I have to because I want to be like dialed in. It's going to be kind of like, all
So
right, we're on lap
Ryan-
10.
I took Ryan Blaney in a weekend DGen Bender entry, and he was the last leg and needed him for 10 racks, and he crashed.
No.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Weekend Bender,
Dude,
Jarrell
speaking of
Brantley.
Weekender Bender real quick, I just realized you hit your
Weekender
fucking prize
Bender.
picks entry that had Gerald Brantley over points with Julio over home run.
That was
No, it was
one.
soda.
Was it one?
Or soda.
Yeah.
Because you guys had Brantley less than points
For
for
10
10
K.
racks, and I was like, everyone always does this shit to me, so I was like, I'm just gonna like meme them and put it with like a random home run square and take his more than because you guys took a less than. And
Yeah.
I literally went to pass entries, and it was the first. I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Oh my god, there's no way that hits. That incubating for
Dude.
Sharp.
Incubating.
Little patience pays off.
Yeah,
Little patience pays off.
Pays
What
off.
league was that? What?
the
Australia.
Australian
Australian
it's like
basketball.
the NBL or something.
It was
Yeah.
the finals, and Brantley had a fucking legacy game.
Dude, no,
Mhm.
they got shit on, and he shouldn't have been in. There was 2
he
minutes
hooked-
left in the fourth quarter, and he had a put back.
fact you remember these.
Glad the coin came home 6 months later.
He hooked over,
Hey, man,
dude.
we'll take it.
That was
Yeah.
an all-time horrible.
But yeah, I'm going to. You guys going to NASCAR? You going to LSU, right?
Yep.
I'm going to fucking Hawaii.
And dunked on me.
Just to shit on everything we're doing this
You
weekend.
guys are going
I'm going to
where?
Hawaii.
Texas, and he's like, "You're going to butt fuck."
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, Honolulu, aloha.
Yeah, literally.
Hawaii if you need
I'm
it.
definitely anxious to go like on a random mid, football season Hawaii trip. But I'm excited. My girlfriend's family is taking me, so it'll be a lot of fun. But
Be a good
watching football in Hawaii has got to be absolute shit.
It's actually insane that you.
No, I wanted
like,
to ask, like, how much football do you think they're gonna like not allow you to watch, but allow you to
Well,
watch?
I mean, it's not like they're gonna allow me or not. Like I need to fucking
you're gonna
see
watch
what
it.
happens.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
fucking watch it. But
I
I'm gonna have to wake
respect
up
it.
at 7 a.m. to watch the first slate of games.
You're
I'm
not
gonna be
doing that, bro.
I'm gonna be sit down for lunch and it's Sunday night football. I actually don't get how.
Yeah, that's actually fire. If you can just get up, if you
No, I
you don't-
like
you
that.
don't go out anyway, so Saturday you're not gonna have like a high key night. You're probably just gonna wake up earlier on Sunday. Her family's probably gonna take their time waking up and doing their things, and then by lunch when everyone's gonna want to like go to the beach or do activities, you're gonna be
Trent
done
will
for the
already
day.
be in cake.
You're not wrong.
It is good. It is good for that, but it's gonna be funny. Like 7 a.m. Trent's got like Buffalo B-dubs just eats the crib for fucking Sunday football.
I thought
Pizza.
you were gonna say 7 a.m. just crusties in his eye watching the Bills just suck his soul, dude.
Just like habanero hot wings. 7 a.m.
dude.
Trying to freaking DoorDash Maggiano's on Hawaii, dude. They don't got it, man.
No, that reminds me though. What do you guys think like the best time zone to watch sports is? Because I would say Pacific. Because I like to get the day started early, finish by like 8 o'clock. That's perfect to me.
The one we're in now, Central Time, is
Central Time?
definitely the prime
Oh yeah.
time zone. Because I lived in California my whole life. First of all, growing up, I never watched game day. That shit starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
I ain't getting up at 6. Sorry.
that's fair.
And by the time I'm up, that shit's over. Games are either about to start or they're fucking end of the first quarter. Cause I sleep in.
Yeah.
And the NFL, you got to get up at 10. Which means you got to be up by 9 at least to like place all your bets, set your fantasy lineups and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas here, shit starts at noon. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Prime time starts at 7. That's perfect. There's not dead time after the game where you're like, just bored out of your mind.
Yep.
Like, because in California, game ends at fucking 7:30.
Yeah.
And you're dicking around Sunday night and you're like, I'm bored as shit.
See, I would like it for like Saturday because Pac-12 after dark, all the RIP, that's probably gonna go away.
Yeah.
But like the Colorado game that I stayed up for until 3
That
a.m.,
was-
I was like, it'd be so nice. Like if you're just in California and it ends at 1 a.m., it's not that bad.
It's the
you
East
know?
Coast for sure.
No,
The
East
East
Coast
Coast?
is East
Even
Coast is
later?
worse.
For sure. Do you get the most amount of time to sleep in? You get like it's at peak hours to be able to like go out and do your thing. Sunday night football takes you to 10. You just go home and immediately go to bed.
I mean, if you're on the East Coast, you just probably don't know much about Dodgers run line then.
Yeah.
You ain't watching it.
You're not.
And you're losing money on it. And I'm in bed.
Dodgers run line on the East Coast is a waking cash.
And I'm in
Yeah.
bed.
Would you agree, Chelly? East Coast?
No. The amount of times growing up, I grew up on the East Coast for people that don't know that. The amount of times I would wake up at like 11:30 growing up and be like, fuck, dude, I'd have an hour and a half to pretty much waste until Red Zone gets on or whatever I was going to watch. It's the perfect time in Central. You wake up, I usually wake up on the weekends hungover, whatever.
Which is why the East Coast is the best. You can go out Saturday and you don't have to set an alarm because you're not sleeping till 1.
I don't have to set
You
an
can
alarm
wake
here.
up and just be like, oh.
You have to set an alarm to wake up before noon?
No, I'm saying like there's no even opportunity to sleep past it 'cause it's at 1.
Yeah.
There are definitely people that sleep till like noon on a Sunday and then
Well,
wake
yeah.
up and are like, oh fuck. But on
Well,
the East Coast, you just wake up and be like, I got an hour. Or you get up early, you get everything done before football starts, and then you're done for the rest of the day.
Yo, Ronald Acuna, 111 line drive should be a hit, right?
Out.
No shot.
Oh, you're
Well, in the
sweating
comments,
there,
I'd like to
sorry.
know what you guys think the
Yeah,
best
well,
time zone for watching
If you made it this
sports.
far.
Yeah, have you made it this far? Love to know.
Speaking of traveling with your girlfriend, though, I saw on Twitter that Jason Kelce confirmed that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating 100%.
They're dating?
Yeah. Or the rumors are 100% true, he said.
Yeah.
What?
And I just saw it before we sat down.
I thought they were just like I thought they were I didn't know they were dating.
They were hanging
yeah,
out for a while, and I think now
Hanging out
it's-
just means fucking. Like, can we, like, as a society, just be okay with being like, yo, Travis Scott and Taylor Swift are getting it in? Like, hanging out does nothing for me. Like, I know that everyone knows they're fucking. Like, if you're like, yeah, I've been hanging out with this girl, you're fucking. Like, there's
Yeah.
no in between of
You
like,
don't
we're just
one-on-one-
hanging
yeah, You
out.
don't one-on-one hang out with a girl if you're not fucking.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if you were like, yo, I've been hanging out with this girl for like a couple weeks, I'm like, all right, so you guys have been fucking.
Dude, you know, like, I don't know why. I just can't picture T Swift fucking. I don't know what it
Dude,
is.
you know what though? I couldn't agree
Okay.
more. There are
I
just
so
certain
agree.
celebrities where I just
That's fair.
cannot see them in the act.
Yes.
Like, she seems so innocent and like,
Dude.
She does. That's fair.
like, and it's crazy.
Because like her
because
fans are young. I feel
Yeah.
like for the most part.
She's being caught with coke up her nose though, so she might be a freak.
Wait, what? She's
Yeah,
done
you didn't see that
cocaine?
shit? You didn't see that shit?
No.
There's
Like
like a
Colombian?
photo of her and they zoomed in on her nose and you can just like see the dust.
Little pow pow, little fresh pow,
T Swift.
I mean, dude,
Kinda
she's like
goated.
a fucking 28-year-old like.
superstar.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
as
you
big
know,
as it
like,
I have
gets.
to
In the
rethink my
dust.
take on T Swift.
I think she's a
dude.
goat.
She might get
She's
down.
goated. I don't know. There's no
I have
debate.
I don't like her.
No, but Kelce might have like the best like Rizz game of all time. Like I don't know if you guys know, but like at Taylor Swift concerts, they like pass around bracelets, and apparently Kelce gave Taylor Swift a bracelet with his number on it,
That's
and that's
just-
kind of what kind of like started that fire.
Keeping it simple.
Cornball. That's cornball.
I don't think
shit.
so
No,
because
it's not.
he played with like what they do at her concerts, so it's like a respect and like showing respect
I like
in a
the
way.
idea of
But
bracelet, just putting your number on it and just like hit me up.
To the biggest
I
celebrity
feel like
of
it
all
means a
time,
lot
like,
to know. I
yeah.
doubt he made it, but if he made it, huge.
I'm sure he made it. He's cute
Yeah,
like that.
he
I
is
feel
cute,
like
I
he's not
feel.
sliding in the DM. He's not being like shooting a shot in an interview. He's like
Like
going
that
to a
would catch me
concert.
so off guard. Like, all right, it's not like you just said like a
You're
shot
about
in
to
the
get
DM.
70 bracelets. You should not have said that. You're about to get 70.
send me those bracelets.
bracelets with numbers on
Imagine
them.
Oh,
just-
it's like a beaded bracelet.
Imagine
Yeah,
Kelce
uh-huh.
just like putting those fucking beads together.
You know he did so horny. Probably a couple beers. Like, dude, this has to work, dude.
I swear, if this
Fucking
doesn't
work,
work.
man.
God, what does that look at?
It's like dropping one. It's like, fuck, is my number even in the right order? Just so like shaking from his
It's
horny. thing
3-1.
going to
Hey,
concert.
and now T Swift's throwing it back for the kid.
Dude, like, you know she is.
Yeah,
You know
she
she
is.
is.
Golly.
But again, struggling to, like, I feel like Rihanna could picture her,
Oh.
like, getting down. Taylor Swift, I got
Selena Gomez?
nothing up
she
here.
like dances like that. You're like, all right, I can see it.
I feel like I might even have a controversial take. I feel like I could slightly picture Travis Kelce delivering. On the other hand, like I'm just saying, like I could like visualize Travis Kelce just like laying some absolute pipe, but I can't picture Taylor Swift like
Taking it.
like
It's
what
just
would
the-
she say? You know what I'm saying? Like what is Taylor Swift's like? She's so famous that it's just odd to be like
Dude,
she
the-
actually has sex.
The
You know what I
video
mean?
that just played in my head, the images I have of Travis Kelce right now,
But you can imagine it.
haunting.
Yeah, but you can imagine it though. Like I feel like there's certain superstars like Drake. I can't imagine him laying pipe. Like when you're just that famous, it's
I
just
can
hard to
definitely
imagine them
imagine
having
Drake lying.
sex.
Dude.
Dude, Drake's got fucking "Baby You My Everything" on in the background while laying. Yeah.
I can definitely imagine Drake laying pipe.
He listens to his own music.
He definitely is the type of dude to listen to his own music.
Maybe it's just easier to like picture a guy because like I feel like the girl you just never know. what
Like
you're gonna
Ariana
get.
Grande, like I could tell you she lays pipe.
Dude, she gets.
She gets pipe.
Yeah. Come
But
on.
like T Swift.
But like, why is that so easy to
I
imagine
don't know.
versus Taylor? Like,
Yeah.
I got like
Because we've like,
brain
I feel like
block.
we've seen her like grow up. So like in our eyes, she's like so innocent. It's like, look, Taylor Swift.
I just can't. No, I just feel like
Like the love story.
don't even-
All right,
Here,
well,
nice.
Can
He's
you
like,
imagine OBJ laying pipe to Kim K?
that
Yeah.
might
that's
be the
as clear.
easiest.
Like I've already seen it. Like I watched the video.
Yeah, there's a video of it. No, that might be the easiest
Do
of all
people
time.
forget that OBJ was the one who liked to do number 2? Or liked to get
No,
number
there's
2
no
done
way
on
that's
his chest?
true, right?
Dude, that's definitely true.
You think Kim's
Definitely.
shitting
Oh.
on his chest?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those gotta
Cleveland
be.
Browns.
Those can't be. Those can't be small. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah, you.
Dude, this pod has derailed.
You know Kim K is shitting with that
There's
ass.
no way you're allowing those cheeks.
There's
There's just no
Dude, it's
way.
literally like the Death Star coming over you. Like, that's-
So, anyways, how about that
freaking
line move in
eclipse.
Seattle?
No, but you know what's funny? I saw this tweet and it's like so funny to think about for both scenarios. I think it's so funny to think of for both scenarios because I saw a tweet like this and I think just because I happen to have a personal experience. My ex-girlfriend in college lived in the town where the Ravens practice facility is, so I've seen it. I've like spent time there, and it's Owings Mill, Maryland. and somebody tweeted about it. The thought of Kim Kardashian having to spend time in Owings Mill, Maryland is fucking like hysterical. And when you think about like these athletes and celebrities getting together, especially when they're in like not big market like cities,
It's funny.
Travis Kelce and Odell having probably two of the most recognizable women on the face of the earth going to Kansas City and Owings Mill, Maryland is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
I'm sure they live outside of Owings. What's it called?
That's where the practice facility is, though. So like
Probably
Baltimore
close.
is like an hour from that. So there's no way he's living in Baltimore traveling an hour to practice every day.
Yeah.
Like Lamar's mansion is in Owings Mill. So like you'd assume.
So is that like a little like country town?
Probably
What's,
like
what's like the
Frisco.
vibe
It's like
there?
in between a suburban town and like Hick.
Okay.
Like
So literally
that's what
Frisco.
Maryland's like. Yeah.
So if Kim
No,
pulls
but
up, you're gonna know.
not not as nice as Frisco though. It's a
Yeah.
highway. It's literally a highway with what they call communities. But they're not gated. It's just like off the highway, you take a right, and then it's like house, but everything is on this main highway.
That's
So
how
the
they
fact
live.
that Kim's going to pull up in like a Rolls Royce fucking Owings Mill, Maryland is
Yeah.
like kills me.
Maryland's actually super nice.
Super nice.
Yeah,
Never been there.
I've been there, and I was shocked at how fucking huge these houses are. Like my ex-girlfriend's backyard was unbelievably huge. I couldn't believe it, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend had a massive backyard
Massive.
too, dude.
It
Now
was-
Maryland,
You
they
guys
have
are
like
all date
rolling
girls
hills.
From Maryland? Whoa.
Yeah, like what's going on?
How do you say that? That's crazy because she also had a massive
Dude,
backyard.
Literally,
Maryland.
the backyard was as bigger than our house right now.
They get me.
It was
Maryland.
two of my
Checks
house, two
out.
of these houses.
Yeah, but it was on a slant. Was hers
Yeah.
on a slant down?
Yeah.
You guys
yeah.
date the same girl?
Yeah.
What
What?
was your girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
Did he clap back?
Dude, what?
Sorry, you got me thinking about
We are
Travis
unhinged.
Kelce. I mean, you got me
We're
thinking about Taylor
unhinged.
Swift. Sorry.
Dude, you're gonna be thinking about. I know everyone can picture it. I know if you're listening, you're like, dude, no fuck. Well, I know you're in your car right now and you're picturing it. It's fine, and I know you are because I was as well when I first saw the headline.
But watch out for that. Don't get too carried away.
Oh, watch out, that's a deer. But obviously, you know, we do have some college football as well.
Yeah.
Away from the fact that Odell's getting his chest shit on and Travis Kelce is laying pipe on Taylor Swift, we still do have college sports and we still do have Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like we can't go an episode without talking about him. And I
wish
might
we
just
could.
keep it that way.
Me and ESPN, you guys in ESPN have something in common, man. Can't fucking stay away from mentioning Deion Sanders.
Well, let me just ask. What do you guys think about, Colorado or Oregon? Like, what do you think the turnout of that game's going to be?
I think Oregon
You think they just spank them?
pulls an Odell and shits on him.
That's how you connect two stories.
That's it. That's
Dude's been doing stand up like Matt Rife over here.
That was nuts, dude. That was a crazy callback.
Dude, I might have to put Oregon ML in the third stakes.
What's the
Dude.
odds on Morgan?
I mean, they're minus
I miss
20.
her,
So
I think
gonna
it's
be
a
lot.
minus.
But you know what though? My answer might be
800?
surprising because I love Deion. I've been getting a lot of clips of his old reality show and seeing like Shiloh and Shador as like little kids has been crazy.
Yeah.
But
I would hate to have your For You page, man.
I love it. I think it's. I actually think their family is the most fascinating sports family
Oh,
of
yeah.
all time.
Mhm.
But I actually agree. I think Oregon is going to just crush Colorado.
Well, so, okay, so I asked that because I've heard that a lot this week, and my only thing is why do you believe in Oregon so much? Because Bo Nix, he's known to fold in these big games,
He looked
right?
so good last week. I know it was Hawaii.
No, he's
but
looked phenomenal in college
was-
football.
But he normally starts that way. Again, that's why I ask, is just because he normally folds in these big games. And again, it's not the glazing and whatnot, but I just don't. I think Oregon wins, but I don't see Colorado getting embarrassed.
No, and I have an answer for that. I think Oregon is a top 5 team in college football right now.
Okay.
We are, I think, with the glazing as an addition, we're forgetting that Colorado still is not a great football team. They squeaked out a double overtime win against Colorado State. They beat TCU, who's looked unimpressive every single week and has completely turned over their roster. And this is going to be no Travis Hunter. So now it's a full game without your best player on both sides of the ball. And this is going to be the first time that this Colorado team, and they played Nebraska, who's arguably the worst team in the Big Ten now. Bar none,
The
worst team in the Big
quarterback
Ten.
play is
So
not
they've
the-
played 3 really mediocre teams and have squeaked out wins against all 3 other than Nebraska. This is an Oregon team where I think the glazing is affecting the spread. I think you would be seeing a 27.5, 30.5 point spread if Deion Sanders isn't the coach, because this Oregon team has been beating the dog shit out of teams.
Now, who has Oregon played? Do you know off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head. They have probably the second best defense in the Pac-12 behind Utah, and their offense is electric, and this is going to be Colorado's first test away from home in a really hostile environment because they're going to talk shit. And these Oregon fans are going to be ready, and this is going to be a game where I think the defense gets exposed. Shador struggles to throw the ball. You don't have Travis Hunter. And this is going to be the first time where Deion's going to have to go into a press conference. And by the way, Jackson State lost football games. They got blown out. They lost championship games. Jackson State never went undefeated. They never really did anything that crazy either. They won a bowl game they won a preseason game against Florida State. I think that was his biggest win in terms of beating a Power 5 school. I think this is going to be a game where you start to see that the Deion effect is not at the point where he can play a top 10 team and just be able to turn it on because he bought them sunglasses.
Real quick, I will say this. The mentality that they went into the last game with Colorado State being they were like heavy favorite, Colorado's heavy favorites, Deion heavy favorite. That is not. I feel like Deion doesn't like that mentality where it's like we're supposed to come in and win this game. I think he thrives on the underdog. We got nothing to fucking lose. We're not that he's talking about spreads, but he's like we're heavy underdogs to this Oregon team. Everybody's counting us out. We gotta believe like that. Those are the pep talks where I'm like, okay, that's the Deion I want to see. The coach Deion, the guy who the team rallies behind, and that's why I genuinely believe that they came out and beat TCU the way they did. They were losing at halftime, they were losing at halftime to Colorado State. I think they like kind of being that counted out though. That really fires that team up. So I'm not ready to bet Oregon by any stretch of the imagination. No Travis Hunter, I don't care. I'm sorry, this team has dogs. Deion's got these guys fucking locked. They just like being the underdog, and it's obvious.
Yeah, but what I will say is, because I've heard this, people bring it up a lot, like how they squeaked out a win against Colorado State, who's not that good of a team. But what I will say, like those rivalry games, you can't look at it like that, because no matter how good Texas is one year or how good OU is one year, it's normally a close game. Last year, 49-0, baby. But normally those games are close no matter what. But what I will say is Texas Tech, Oregon only beat them by 8 points, and they lost outright to Wyoming.
Away from home, though, in Lubbock is really hard to play in. And the fact that a Pac-12 team could even hang with a Big 12 team away from home and get a win, that is more impressive to me than anything for this Oregon team. And, like, obviously, the Wyoming loss, like, that's easy looking to be like, shit, like, that's tough.
No, I do think Wyoming's a good team.
And I think that's probably on the same level as a Colorado State, like, rivalry, squeak out double overtime win in terms of that Wyoming. Like, sometimes just a worse team plays up to your competition. But in college football, I just feel like that might be the pep talk in the Colorado locker room, and I think that was the pep talk against TCU, and I think that was a little bit of that natty hangover. And if we really looked at that game, like Colorado's really never going to lose that game by 21 points. Oregon's in their locker room being like, all right, it's time to put the hurt on these kids because they think they're like a real deal college football team. And like Oregon is a really hard place to play in. And if Bo Nix is clicking even a little bit, I think it's going to get out of hand really quick for Colorado.
I just don't see them getting embarrassed. I'll probably be on Colorado spread, not confirmed yet, but I just don't see them going 3-0 to just absolutely get embarrassed by Bo Nix. I just can't get behind Bo Nix. Now, if he shuts me up this weekend, fine. Like, good for him. Hope to see him do good, but I just don't see that happening. I think Shador's going to go score the ball effortlessly. I think Oregon's going to score the ball effortlessly. I just don't think it's going to get to where it's like 21 points different.
So you know, there also are 17,000 other games to bet on, and not just Colorado.
Yeah.
So just know that you can also bet on some other games as well.
Penn State whiteout.
I want to ask you before we move on about college football: is Ole Miss going to beat Alabama?
Yeah.
Bama fucking sucks.
They don't suck. They don't suck. Buckner is fucking the worst quarterback in the Power 5, and I think Nick Saban just needed to see it for 4 quarters to realize how fucking awful he was at Notre Dame and how bad he is in general. The +7 is definitely a really good bet, and I just don't like Jalen Milroe. Like, that team just feels like that locker room might be lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when you're so used to success and then you have a problem at a position you hadn't really had a problem at, and you're not running the ball like you normally have run the ball at Alabama. When they had bad quarterbacks, they used to. That's why murder ball is a thing. That's what they used to do. They used to literally murder you for 4 quarters and beat you in a submission and be undefeated. And they're not running the ball well. Their quarterback position is up in the air. Their defense doesn't look as phenomenal as it used to look. And I feel like this is an Ole Miss team that is kind of like turning on the engines a little bit.
What I will say is they've come out and say Milroe is their guy. Last week, I heard the players were upset Milroe wasn't starting, so they were kind of like, F this game, basically. But I think Bama handles Ole Miss because I just don't see Nick Saban dropping 2 at home.
At home, it is tough to be in Bama again. Like,
You're telling me Nick Saban's going to drop
pumping.
2 in a row at home? Fine, I'll have to see that though.
I might just take the over.
Belichick narrative, bro.
I might just take that. I might just take that over, but I don't hate this +7 because I don't know. I actually really like this Ole Miss team. I feel like they're still a little bit underrated. And if Jackson Dart has a bad game, you're bringing in arguably the best, like probably second, third best quarterback in the Big 12 last year in Spencer Sanders.
Yes,
and be able
sir.
to game, like change the game.
Yeah, it could be close for sure. I
feel
think they squeak it out.
The +7, I feel like I like. That's
Okay.
just enough insurance to be like, okay, I like that, and the over. But yeah, there are more games to bet on other than Deion Sanders. That is true. Should we get to the game?
Yeah, I'm ready to
Let's
be
do it.
smarter.
We're gonna be playing Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader today? Do you want to keep the same teams, me and Lauren?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right.
Trent.
Trent.
Mikey loves when I do that.
For those that don't like watch the
Fine.
pod and listen, every time we play a game, now that we've switched teams, Shelly uses that as an excuse to grip Trent's jewel. And it
Which
gets
I'm
me-
still
gets
wondering
me
why
every
Chelly
time.
just won't invest in his own jewel, but that's for another day.
I just don't believe in it, man.
Dude.
don't believe in it, but he fiends it all day.
All
Fiend.
day.
All right, well, this has been another episode of We'll Be Seeing.
Yep.
We will, in fact, be another weekend of NFL, college football, and all the rest.
We'll be seeing.
We'll be seeing.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys.